I'm drinking more soap.
What are you doing, Kendra? How did we get here? Did you just not wash your dishes? You just put
I
soap
have
in them and leave
drank so much soap the last 2 days. I'm like, I can't even do my dishes without gagging. And that is straight soap.
How did you not wash it out?
So I went to wash all my straws the other day and I pumped. Ugh. I can still taste it. It's so bad.
Yeah, I do hate those reusable straws. I do.
I pumped the
understand
soap
what you're
into it,
saying. Yeah.
and I guess I didn't wash them out or well enough or whatever. And yesterday I took a huge sip of soap, the whole glob through my coffee. And I've been gagging doing my dishes, and I guess I didn't wash that one out either because I just went to take a sip of it and it was straight soap.
Straws, reusable straws, however good they are for the environment, I don't care. They are the worst thing in the world because I don't know how to wash them.
Would you rather? Well, you use the pipe cleaner things that
I can't be bothered to do that. You know me.
Tyler. Okay, well, would you rather use reusable straws only forever, or would you rather only use paper straws?
Fuck paper straws. Paper straws are garbage.
Yeah, you got me there. I would rather use a metal straw than
But that one's okay. You're not supposed to use metal straws because if you fall on it, it could go through your brain.
That's so good.
Glass straw won't?
No, it would break.
And shatter into 1,000 pieces in your mouth?
Yeah, it still wouldn't go into your brain though.
Yeah, but that's not your brain, dude.
I feel like
As we have a guest,
be punctured and die than have glass in my mouth.
Everybody
that sounds awful. Broken glass
I licked
in your mouth
his cactus one time.
That's interesting.
That was
any reason for that, or just
well, I didn't lick it on purpose. It was so I wanted to touch this cactus when I was a kid, so I touched it and then all the things got stuck in my finger, and then I tried to bite them out and they all got stuck in my tongue.
I see. I had a similar thing happen to me we have cactuses all over our beach house, in the dunes and stuff. I always wanted to eat one when I was a kid.
I have always been a genius. Cactus, you can eat cactuses.
You can, yeah, if you prepare them properly.
Yeah.
Okay, so me drinking soap was my low, so I feel like we just kind of have to hop into it here because I can't repeat that, right?
Yeah, was there anything on your desk that was problematic, Haley?
I mean, I'm sure, but as you can see, I'm fighting with the dog.
No, I think that kind of adds to it. I think it's funnier that way, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'll just include all this before.
You want to come in or out?
Fighting
Make up your mind.
Beef.
Look at him chilling in the back.
Kidding.
He hasn't moved. Is he doing okay?
Get up there. Go.
He's a statue. Oh, there's his tail.
He was wagging his tail in his sleep this morning, and it was really funny.
Wow.
Did you guys like and note my Christmas PJs?
Well, no, you're getting into the spirit. I like it.
No, dude. The disrespect.
She's gonna yell at you.
No. It's the disrespect for Thanksgiving that drives me fucking insane.
No. I would argue that I'm not going to call them Christmas PJs. I'm going to walk back on that.
They're winter.
They're winter, and they're kind of like New Hampshire, New England core. Got a little moose.
As long as there's no Santa shit on there, I'll allow it.
There's no Santa. No Santa. Can confirm. They're non-denominational pants.
It's Christmas time.
But yeah, I can't believe you've been drinking soap. That's got to be bad for you.
Well, thank God I'm kind of a hippie and don't have any of that toxic chemical bullshit
Trader Joe's
in my house. No, it's the Myers brand.
Myers, that's Target brand, right?
That's what the Kardashians use.
I think Myers is Target brand.
Call me Kim K. All that
Target brand is similar.
I know it's okay. And it claims to be organic.
I have no fucking idea.
I don't know.
Welcome to our show.
Welcome to our show.
Welcome to our show. I'm Kendra, joined by Haley and Tyler, our producer. I would do our normal intro here, but we've been talking for an hour, and I don't know where we're gonna hop into it.
J-Mo.
Yes, and Jackson's here. Yeah. J-Mo, I'm scared is going to light his tail on fire with that candle.
So
You seen
what's
that
so
clip of the
funny is
cat
he's
doing it?
standing over here, but his tail and body is so long that you can see it over.
There's this one clip on that does the rounds every now and then of this cat who's like playing with their dog, the family dog, and sticks his tail into a candle and it lights up and he just turns around and stares at it as it burns. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was my low of the last week. If you're new here, we start our show on Fridays, which you guys listen to on Saturdays with our high low hero of the last week. So it's high is obviously something good, low something bad, and hero something unexpectedly good that happened to you. We're gonna start the show off sad. It's Halloween, it's spooky. We're going lows first. Tyler, low.
Work is just dramatic right now. Very dramatic. And yeah, that's really all I got for my low.
Okay. Okay.
The big news was you had to dress up this week.
You dressed up this week?
Oh yeah, corporate was in the office, so we had to be like
Oh,
formal. Yeah, I didn't
I
dress.
thought
When
you
say
meant for
I dressed
Halloween.
up- no. When I say I dressed up, I just wore a button down and like normal everything else. I just wasn't able to wear my normal ridiculous graphic t-shirts. So
Okay.
yeah.
Are you dressing up for Halloween?
I don't think so. I don't really have any plans. Halloween's on like a Tuesday, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's Halloween weekend right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, my apartment's Halloween party was on like Thursday last week, and I missed it because work. So I don't really have any plans. Maybe I've got a Blues Clues shirt that I've worn every few years because it's just easy. It's just a shirt. Maybe I'll do that, but who knows?
Tyler's going all out this year.
Yeah,
Big Halloween guy.
no, I'm not a big Halloween guy. I don't really like Halloween.
Why, dude?
I don't
My
know. It
favorite
just
holiday.
feels like a children's day, and I'm not a child.
Boo.
That's Rich coming
That
from a
guy,
guy that likes the
boo.
WWE.
True.
Yeah.
Drag him,
True.
Haley.
But because
Sorry.
I like the WWE, they dress up all the time. It's just kind of one day
They
a
live
year
in
dressing
costume.
up. Yeah, they
They
live
live
in
in
costume.
costume. Good
I
point.
wish that Halloween people could have the 3 months that Christmas people get.
That's so fucking fair.
Because I
Oh,
love
I can't
walking
wait for
around
Christmas.
I love walking around my neighborhood and it being normalized to have like skulls and scary shit everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I also feel like you all live in much more of a Halloween capital of the world than I do down in the South.
I did go to
sure.
Salem last week.
Yeah, I want to go to Salem
God.
so bad.
Sorry,
I think
guys.
that
I
would be
kicked
so
him out.
sick.
Come on, let's go.
Salem's fun, but like way too many people go now. It's actually so
Especially
crowded.
this time of year. Yeah, I think I would love to go in the fall to see the like leaf changes and stuff, but I feel like the best time would probably be like, I don't know, the middle
When
of
you're
summer,
here in 2
August.
weeks.
So the best time to go to Salem,
have
I would
time.
argue, is like early September.
Early September.
Because you're not getting the October crowd, and it's still kind of fall, and they're like getting ready. I went to Salem last year. Yeah, this is literally I can't even, guys. I cannot make this
on
up.
one today.
In case anyone like wonders what we're like in real life, it's just how we are on the show. This is what I deal with every single day. This dog. I went last year, and it was Kendra's right. It was so crowded, so busy. And it sucks for the people of Salem because like there's people that live there. It's a fully functioning city. And it becomes basically impossible to just go around your town for like a month.
Some dude was bitching at me on Twitter that I should leave Salem because of all the tourists and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you choose to live there, buddy. I do not feel bad for you. Yeah,
that's kind of the thing too. Like at this point, but it has gotten like out of control. Like it's insane. But I do agree with that. Like you kind of, it's so quiet the rest of the year that it's like, that's unlike any place I can think of that is just so busy during one particular time. But it is really cool. Like the witch stuff, if you haven't ever done that, is really cool.
Oh yeah, I would love to. I would love to
I've
go.
done
a ghost tour.
I did a ghost tour there. It was pretty sick.
Can we Airbnb a haunted house?
Probably, but it's probably like $1 billion.
But what if we do it in September?
What if we do it in like February?
We'll record our Halloween special in February and then just hold it until Halloween.
Okay, but you actually have to dress up. You can't be
I would dress up for
Blue's
that.
Clues.
Yeah, I would dress up for that. I would wear some witch attire. Or maybe
Um,
some traditional
Okay.
sailing
Haley, are you
garb.
dressing up at all?
I am. I am a huge Halloween gal. In college, I went out. I had like 5 different costumes. I went out every night. Um, I've tried to narrow it down to 3. I do a family friendly costume for work. I do a funny costume and I do a slutty costume. So this year we have family friendly costume. I'm being Boo from Monsters Inc. With my coworkers Will and Connor as Mike Wazowski and Sully.
Kings.
That'll be
Love
fun.
them. Shout out.
My funny costume is I'm being Cody from Surf's Up, the penguin.
Incredible.
Good one.
Incredible.
So I have a little cardboard surfboard and some yellow feathers and a penguin onesie.
Cute.
So that's that one. And then I don't know what the slutty one is yet. Usually we make that up last minute.
All right. I like
enough.
it.
I would like to shout out my little brother real quick. Best Halloween costume of 2013 at Remington Middle School in Franklin, Massachusetts for Billy Mays, the
Billy
Oxy.
Mays.
Wow.
Wow.
It was
That's a good one.
probably still the best Halloween costume I've ever seen, except I did see someone dressed up as Andy Reid at the bar last year, and it was very good.
That's a good one too.
Wow.
I think the 2 best I've done were Doodle Bob and when I was JoJo Siwa that one year.
Oh, so good.
I did a great JoJo Siwa.
A scary good JoJo.
Yeah.
All the comments were like, this is so crazy.
Yeah, we'll have to find old Halloween pictures and put it in our Almost Saturday. Okay, I'm going to a Heaven and Hell themed party tonight. Never done a sexy Halloween costume before. Broke the corset trying to get into it last night. Ripped the underwear. I'm going to figure it out. And then tomorrow I am being the Wicked Wiener. I'm so excited. Nobody's going to get it, but I sent it to my mom and she thought it was funny.
I'm so excited.
Whatever. Okay, Haley, what is your low?
My low is that I woke up today just feeling kind of bleh, and then you reminded me that it's the moon, so that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, just self-confidence and positive outlook at like an all-time low today. So
okay, good. We're doing great.
We're thriving, guys.
Okay, hero, Tyler.
What is my hero? Oh yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw, and I don't even know if this is new. I just saw a tweet about it. The NBA is starting to do rivalry trophies. I think that's so sick. That's a big.
I asked for your hero, but your high works too.
Good.
Oh,
I was so confused for a second. I was like, "What is?"
Doing the lows first has thrown everybody off.
Does it feel like Wednesday?
It is Wednesday, yeah.
It's okay. We'll do high. Go ahead.
High. The NBA is doing rivalry trophies, and they're so sick. The Hawks Hornets has been dubbed the barbecue series, and the trophy's a sick pig.
Now I'm shocked that that's your position on this, because I thought for sure you would call it a copy of the college football pig.
Yeah, well,
but I haven't seen this, so do they look similar? I would imagine there's only so many trophies of a pig that you can make.
It's a completely different pig. This is like a little pig sitting down, looking.
I love pigs.
Kind of like Charlotte's Web-ish. Floyd of Rosedale, he is a standing pig and very, very tough and very farmish. He's not cute.
He's a potbelly pig.
Yeah, he's a potbelly. This is not a potbelly pig. This is just a little barbecue mascot pig.
So does that mean then are the NBA rivalry trophies soft?
That specific one is kind of soft, but I kind of also love it though.
Well, you're soft.
It's definitely softer than checks out. It's definitely softer than college. It's softer than Floyd for sure.
Well, when I heard about Floyd, I assumed he was going to be cute, but
no, he's tough.
He's a very handsome pig.
The pig differentiation here.
Can we just?
He's been there.
He's gonna.
I barred the door, so he can. Are you gonna come in and lay down? All right. I'll do my hero. My hero of the week is I might call an audible here. I think my hero of the week is Kristaps Porzingis because he hit back-to-back threes the other night, and I impulse bought a Kristaps Porzingis jersey. So
Holy shit.
Which is wild, right?
At the bar.
Do you also remember a time when we were anti-Porzingis on this podcast?
I still am.
Yeah.
Dude, I told you I'm a believer now. Game 1. And here's my rationale, okay? If and when he gets injured in 3 games, it's kind of a meme that I have the jersey. And I can say to my kids, I bought the Porzingis jersey. Do I want to look at them and say I didn't buy it? No. So
we'll see how we feel when this case closes.
In the arms of
my high is I'm going to see my mom officially for her birthday. Shout out Deidre. And while I'm home, I'm going to the 49ers game, and it's the throwback game. So we're going to be in the all unis.
So sick.
We need to start planning our trip in December.
Yeah, we do need to start planning that.
And our trip to Nashville.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Lots of
Just
things.
Our couch delivered today.
My bed, you mean?
Bed, yes. Unless you want the old inflatable guy.
I kind of want options.
But I made sure when we bought this couch, I made sure I had my mom lay down on it because I knew Kendra was coming.
Yes.
Wow.
I feel so honored to be considered in the purchasing of your apartment equipment.
Yes,
that's great.
Equipment, yeah.
Equipment.
Equipment.
Okay, Tyler, now your hero.
My hero, James Madison, is 7-0.
The guy, the individual, James Madison, is 7-0
himself.
They can't win the Sun Belt, though, right?
They cannot.
Because the NCAA.
I know they can't play in a bowl game.
In sports, our stats don't count for this year. We're not bowl eligible. We're not postseason eligible. We can't really do anything except for win the games on our schedule. And I think we'll win.
I have breaking news.
What?
We need a breaking news sound. Esteban Ocon's Alpine A523 will not reach the track in time for the Mexican Grand Prix. His car has been confiscated by authorities at the Mexico-U.S. border. It's unknown for what reason.
Good.
He's smuggling drugs in the...
No, it's definitely the cartels being like, we want this car. We're going to take this car.
Oh, really?
Wait,
could that really be
Abby sent this to us, and now she's saying it might be a joke. Did she just pull a fast one on us?
Oh my God, did she get got?
Abby.
Did Abby get got? TBD.
Or did she get us?
Ooh.
All right, everybody can relax now because JMO finally decided to lay down.
Okay, maybe, who's to say? We'll see. TBD. If you heard it here, breaking news. If you didn't, that would be fucking hilarious if true. Sorry, Tyler.
Right.
The NCAA sucks.
NCAA sucks. Yeah,
so wait, what was the final answer? I was busy letting Jameson in. So can they can, I know they can't play a bowl game. They cannot win the division either.
They can't win the conference. They can't win. They can't play a bowl game. Their stats technically don't count for this season, even though
like
they're
in the
having
standings, they won't show up at all.
No, like if you look at the NCAA's website, even though we have like the 6th best defense in the country statistically, we won't show up.
But even like the Sun Belt rankings, like if I pull up the Sun Belt rankings,
there might be like a star next to us.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, there might be an asterisk.
That's whack.
Yeah, it's awful.
So you're pretty. I'm thinking at the end of the year when I pull up the Sun Belt ratings, it's gonna be like JMU at the top, but it's like do not.
It's gonna be JMU at the top, and then Sun Belt champion like Troy or something. Whoever ends up winning it.
I think we should make JMU Sun Belt champion t-shirts.
I agree.
Fun Belt.
Fun Belt.
Yeah, I like the energy. We will have to worry about copyright infringement, but
why? Because they didn't, and we say Fun Belt.
I mean, the whole JMU labeling is still.
It's a dude's
tricky.
name.
Good
That's a
We
point.
could
good
just
point.
say James
That's a good
Madison,
point.
Fun Belt
Just a picture of
champions.
the president. James
Yeah, I love that
Madison,
idea.
7-0.
Just James Madison, Fun Belt champions.
Fun Belt
Or we could
champion.
make it like a WWE wrestling belt and have like
Ooh,
that could
that
could be the
be fire.
tea.
That could be
If
That could
somebody
be
fire.
fire.
steals that, I'm suing your ass. This is intellectual property, bitch.
Oh yeah, IP.
Yeah.
IP.
My hero was if you missed it, I was on with Mike Felger on Wednesday on the off-air show, and I had a lot of fun. And yeah, that was sick.
The
I feel
off-air
like
show, does that mean it's not live?
it's on Facebook.
Oh, it's on Facebook. Interesting.
Yeah.
It was very
And-
good.
Yeah, it was fun. My mom tuned in, all the things. So that was fun.
Nice.
Okay. Any other weird things that happened to us?
Oh, there's plenty of weird things that happened to us. Nothing that I can think of right now, though.
I feel like we have to talk about fantasy football for a second.
Yeah, give us an update.
Oh, my high was Jameson's birthday.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Haley, I
yes,
forgot.
J-Mo.
Well, I didn't
Happy
think you were
birthday,
gonna
J-Mo.
say it because you were beefing with him, to be
Yeah,
honest.
we were beefing, but now he's so handsome and all cuddled up. So it was his
Great.
birthday. He had a great day.
Tyler,
It is.
you're supposed to
it
beat
is
my
canine
ass this
nap
week.
time. Yeah.
Quick
Yeah.
Haley DeMello update. Saquon D's Nuts is officially 0-7. Whoop, whoop. So we are still winless. I play Dan this week, and expect to lose. But my other league, I am now tied for second place.
There you
So
go.
Look at you.
shout out the
I was
SpongeBob
talking
league.
to Haley the other day, Kendra. I think it would almost be funnier if she just didn't win a game this year.
Well, so my response is I agree, but I'm not gonna throw my dignity out the
We're
window. I'm still
anti-tanking.
We
still
are
gonna
anti-tanking.
actually genuinely try. I think it will still be funny if I go winless,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna try.
I'm
and
kind
then
of
What
pulling
if-
for you to go winless. I won't lie.
What if instead of a keeper league, we made it so that it's like the NFL draft. If you were the worst team, you get to pick where you want to draft.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that could work.
Interesting.
I think you could
So
do
if you
both.
want
Why
the
not
first
both?
pick, no, I don't like that because then if you want the first pick and you get to keep people, that doesn't make sense. So if you want the first pick, you can get it, but if you want the last pick, you can also get that.
what if the person in last place decides the entire draft order?
Then that's, I mean, hey,
I think that could be fair.
We
Tyler, you're
also,
supposed to
I
beat
have to
my
say,
ass
I
this
did
week.
kind of make out well in the sense that we did not determine a punishment for this league prior to playing. So like, I don't have
Yeah.
to do anything super
Thank God we didn't
ridiculous.
decide on
But if
loser
you
doing the
do,
hot chip again.
absolutely
Although,
not, never. I was
I
gonna
think-
say, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, one of my buddies did this in college. I think that we should get a license plate cover made that says I lost the SNS fantasy league or whatever.
We could probably
And
swing
then
that.
we could just pass that around.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that idea.
We could
I
swing
was
that.
also gonna say my if you follow me on Twitter, all my targeted ads on like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter are all these like fantasy football loser trophies that you can buy for your friends. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm losing,
They know.
but it's
They
all right.
know.
And Tyler and I discussed too. I had good scores last week. I have a good team. I just can't pull off a win.
Yeah, you
Okay,
just
quick-
had tremendously poor luck this year.
Quick
But-
update. Me and Tyler are playing this week. I'm kind of regretting. I bet you regret having Dalton Kincaid on your bench.
Not necessarily. Mark Andrews is really good, guys.
It's true. I
Like,
kind of
I-
regret the Baker Mayfield thing because I almost put him in, but I have Lamar and I had to ride the hot hand.
Yeah, especially with Lamar kind of heating up right now. I kind of like where I'm at with Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Haley, well, that's the thing is that your touchdowns don't count this week because I have Lamar.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Should have started Kincaid. So Haley, you're playing Danny 50-50% shot of who should win. Nobody cares about that. Yeah. Haley's mom's playing Ben, and that's about as exciting as it gets.
Team
That's-
weenie. Yeah, pretty
Where's
boring
the
week.
standings? Tyler's still tied for second.
Yeah, we're
And-
up there.
I'm in like a 3-way tie for 7th, so that rocks. Word.
I'm in last.
Haley is in last, and you're 2 away from Ryan.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is
Oh.
so crazy.
1-7
crazy.
is the goal. That was the goal. That was the meme. So if I do get a win this week, that'd be hype, but we'll see.
The Patriots are beating Haley.
They are. Sad but true.
Yeah,
Sorry to my
yeah.
Twitter poll believers.
Yeah, true. R.I.P. Okay,
Things could change.
We're gonna-
You could spin zone it.
you
You
could.
could make a run.
Yeah.
You could. We are going to move to our NFL stuff. We have a super long show, so maybe we'll kind of speed through it a little bit. Last night, Bills at Bucks. This game was so boring. Like the middle of the game was so boring, but the first and fourth quarter, awesome.
Yep.
I don't know why I slept on the Bucks early in the season. They have a way better roster than I gave them credit for. And the big question mark was Baker Mayfield, but he's been pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's why we slept on him because like he's such a wild card.
He's had a good, okay, here's the thing. That pass last night in the fourth quarter that would have won them the game as time was like running out, that was a good pass on his part.
I agree.
And he stayed on his feet. He stayed in the pocket as long as he could. The awareness of the pocket was incredible. Like he truly held onto that thing as long as he could, and it should have been caught. And the Bills honestly should have lost that game.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
I was honestly, my biggest takeaway was that the Bills are bad.
They are bad. I
Those
said
are
that
not
on Twitter
good,
last week.
Yeah.
I said that on Twitter last week after the Patriots game. I was like, my biggest takeaway from this game is not that the Patriots are turning their season around. It's that the Bills are also bad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Josh
I don't know.
Allen
I
is
feel like
too
they're talented
sleepy.
enough. I feel like they're talented enough to just go off any given game though. Like I think they
I-
could beat the 49ers. But I think they will. I don't think so.
I don't think they're gonna win this.
They're not consistent.
No. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. Josh Allen's too sleepy. And I think if they lose, let me look up their schedule. I think Sean McDermott's seat is very hot.
I don't think it's hot
so-
enough to get fired by the end of the year, but maybe if he comes out next year and has a bad year, maybe.
So the Bills' schedule is they play the Bengals next week, the Broncos, the Jets. Damn. You guys, the Bills might not even make the fucking playoffs.
Dude,
The
I
rest of-
know. I was
The
thinking the
rest
same
of their
thing.
schedule, Bengals, who knows? Broncos is a dub. Jets, question mark. Eagles, L. Chiefs, L. Cowboys, question mark. Chargers, question mark. Patriots, dub. Dolphins, L.
That's rough. That's a rough stretch.
You have two winnable games the rest of the season, and it's the Broncos and the Patriots, and that is fucking it.
Well, I mean, I think they're all winnable. I think there's only two for sure lock wins, though. Yeah.
I'm going to say it. I think the Bills are going to miss the playoffs.
Wow.
Wow.
I think the Jets and the Dolphins are going to win the Jets or the Dolphins are going to win the AFC East.
Yeah, that's one to think about.
The worst.
The
prediction in
Dolphins
world.
defense is ass, but Xavier Howard's supposed to be back. Jalen Ramsey,
Is
question
on
mark.
his way in the next
Yeah.
few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a bye coming up.
The math
they're-
is mathing.
The math do be mathing. I'm going to look up the Dolphins schedule.
I'm riding the Dolphins so hard.
Yeah.
I'm not because
really
their
like the
defense is
Dolphins.
so bad, but Tyreek
But they
and
can
Waddle are.
outscore anybody.
No, it's just their
Tyreek and Jalen-
execution is bad. I feel like they have the talent and the ability.
Whoa.
It's just
The Dolphins are winning this fucking division. They have Chiefs tough, but it's across the
Winnable
pond. So
game.
it's across the pond.
That's a
So
spooky game.
winnable.
spooky game.
They have the Patriots, the Raiders, the Jets, the Commanders, the Titans, the Jets again, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills. They could totally win this division.
Yeah,
100%.
they could.
And the thing is the Jets were on a bye, so I don't really know what to do. The Jets also have the easy schedule. Oh my God, no, dude.
The battle for the
Jets-
AFC North or AFC
The
East.
Jets, Giants, Chargers, Raiders, Bills, Dolphins, Falcons, Texans, Dolphins again, Commanders, Browns, Patriots.
That's
this
an
is the-
easy way to wrap up.
this
your
is
season.
the
Commanders,
Jets
Browns,
division.
Patriots, Jesus Christ.
This is the Jets motherfucking division to lose. I changed my mind. It's not the Dolphins. It's the New York Jets. always has been, always was.
I do not
Zach
co-sign on
Wilson.
that. I
Yeah,
think
don't
it's the
co-sign on that
Dolphins.
either. I still think it's
I think the
Dolphins.
Jets will continue to disappoint you.
Well, you know what? Good thing I like that in my men.
T.
Okay. That was our recap of Thursday Night Football. The Rams are playing Cowboys this weekend. I don't know how I feel about the Rams. I really don't.
Appreciate you so much for putting that in the notes because I agree. I just don't get a personality from this team at all.
That's the thing is they were another team this year that I was like, okay, they could kind of start to tank maybe, like their window's closed, they have some talent, but once it was like Cooper Kupp's injury didn't even matter for a minute with how they kind of found Puka Nacua, which is maybe the second best deal of the draft outside of Jalen Carter, which can you call that a steal?
I think it's better than Jalen Carter, yeah.
I think it,
For where he was taken and like the value they got him at, I think that's easily the steal of the draft.
Yeah. So, and it was like his injury didn't even matter for a minute. And now you have both of them to the point where, you know, Matt Stafford is able to kind of make a second leg out of the second half of his career. The defense is, you know, not the best in the world, but you still have Aaron Donald. I don't know. I'm sitting here and I thought that this would be a 3 or 4 win team. And I'm now sitting here like, okay, maybe they should start to realistically think about, should we tank to kind of maybe find Matt Stafford's replacement since we don't know what's going on with Stetson Bennett, or do we play spoiler ball for the rest of the season? Those are kind of their 2 options here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And again, I go back to David, my little brother, being like a St. Louis Rams fan. And I feel like these are just 2 totally different. I don't know if it's the LA thing for me, but it's just like I find myself so not invested in this franchise as I used to be when they were in St. Louis. And I don't know. I love Sean McVay.
Congratulations to Sean McVay on having his child not during a game.
Yes.
Congratulations, Sean
McVay. His child is
McVay.
smarter than that.
Great timing on his part.
The fact that he said my kid knows better than to come during a game is crazy.
That's
great. Also like very quote. Iconic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a great quote.
He did say my son also, which
my
is
son. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not really super psyched for this game. This is kind of one of the F ones for me. I'm gonna be honest.
Tyler, you could be Sean McVay for Halloween.
Oh, true.
I don't feel like I have the hair.
Yes, you totally could just spike it up.
Yeah.
No, my hair's
all you need
long.
is a Rams polo. You have the khakis.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a big khakis guy, actually.
But you have them.
I may have a pair of khakis.
I'm
not a khakis guy.
Anyways, as far as betting, Tyler and I are on the same page this week. I'm taking the Rams to cover. At 6.5. You could probably do some shopping, but they're 4-2-1 against the spread this season.
Look at you bringing out the gambling trends.
Look at me.
I like the Rams as well. I just have zero faith in the Cowboys right now.
That's how I feel, man.
Yeah,
I don't think the Rams are a crazy good team, but the Cowboys kind of suck. Dak is not good. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we keep doing this. He had a good week last week, and we started this again. And everyone's like, "Oh, Dak maybe not be that bad, but he's still bad." We do this every year. Every year.
I do this every year.
He hasn't thrown as many interceptions as I thought he would till this point.
No, he hasn't. They haven't been like the worst team. I think their defense helps out a lot.
But Trayvon's,
that's rough.
But
Trayvon. I have more faith in the Rams this year. And this game.
I just think they're going to play spoiler. I really do. I don't think they're going to win this game. I think that it's going to be Cowboys by a field goal, but I love the Rams to cover here because I truly think that they are the Utah of the NFL this year.
That's fair.
All right. Any other thoughts on this game?
No, ma'am.
All right. So we get Vikings at Packers this weekend, divisional matchup. Tyler, Kirk looked good last week.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Kirk did look good last week. I will give it to him. But I
no JJ either.
I do fully think, well, they got my boy Jordan Addison, another draft pick.
And they were in prime time, which you made sure to specify that Kirk does not usually play well in prime time.
True.
Fact.
Yeah, but he does play well in the month of October.
That beeping.
Kirktober. Yeah,
sorry. There's construction across the street.
Is that you? Oh, okay.
That's me. Yeah, that's definitely me.
Oh, rip.
Yeah. But I think this is a sell high spot for the Vikings. I think they come back down to earth this week. I like Packers money line, even with the injuries they're facing.
I want Danielle Hunter, you cowards.
I
would trade. I would trade Trayvon Walker straight up.
Yeah, that's fucking fair, dude.
Dude, I would give Trayvon Walker away for any. What if? Do you guys think that it would be insane to trade Trayvon for Chase Young?
I do personally, because I have a bias against the Commanders. But if he can stay on the field, Chase Young's really good. But I just don't think he can stay on the field.
That's a tough one. I feel
Trayvon,
like
I mean, I get that he's young and his upside's really high, but that's the thing. I've at least seen some progress from Devin Lloyd, dude.
Yeah, Devin Lloyd. I like Devin Lloyd.
I do too. I love that pick in the draft, but still I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, I get that it's year 2. Sometimes guys don't make the jump till year 3, but can you get on the stat sheet just a little bit?
Yeah, I see that. I don't know. Chase Young has always just worried me though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that he might be something like, if you're not going to be this young explosive guy, at least have some snap experience.
fair.
And that's kind of where I'm looking at right now at that. So I'm going to call the Vikings cowards for not giving us Danielle Hunter. And that's how I feel.
That's fair.
I don't think Kirk's going to be traded this season either. He had a good game last week, might have saved his ass. I think that the NFC North is the worst division in football. I thought it would be the NFC South, as we all suspected. It is not. It's like that Scooby-Doo meme where with like the mask when he pulls it off.
It was the NFC North the whole time.
It was always the NFC North.
They would have gotten away with it too.
Way more out of the Bears. We expected more out of the Vikings. And I don't think anybody expected a lot out of the Packers, but I expected them to kind of be who I guess the Rams are this year. Like, I get they had a lot of injuries. Jordan Love, for the first time, has really kind of been called upon. Their offensive line is the issue. Their offensive line is ass. And their defense isn't as good as I thought it would be either, which is tragic. I don't know. I still don't get how the Vikings pulled that game off last week either, though. I'm still sitting here like, I don't think that they're back, but the NFC North is pretty open. Except, I mean, the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions lead it 5-2, Vikings second with 3-4, Packers 2-4, Bears 2-5.
Tyler, you've been saying that the Lions would lion at some point. Do you think that was last week's game? Or do you think it's yet to come?
Last week was definitely a very Lions game, but I don't think I'm high on Baltimore. I think they're a really good team. And it was an off game for sure, but I'm not like worried. I'm not sounding the alarm or anything.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's an alarm sounding thing, but the fact that this is supposed to be one of the best defenses in football and you let the Ravens put up 38 on you, and Jared Goff, according to you, best quarterback in the NFL, 6 points all game from them.
True. Hey, everyone has a down game sometimes.
And I don't want to make excuses for the Lions too, but I feel like that was, and we talked about last week too, that was, for me, the bigger takeaway was that the Ravens aren't out. They're in. They're very much an in team. Like, if they play,
I think the Ravens are the best team in football right now.
Yeah, I don't know if
I wouldn't say that, but they were much better than
they're top 5, I would say.
Yeah.
I think as of the last 2 weeks, which is all I'm looking at, they are the best team right now. They are the team I would want to play the least in the NFL right now. So yeah, I don't knock the Ravens whatsoever. It's just when that happens, it makes me question I don't know. I don't know. The Lions have kind of been a question mark for me at times. I want them to just be a little bit more mature sometimes on defense.
Yeah, that's true. They are a very young team still.
That's what I'm saying.
Have moments like that. Like, Jared Goff
also, Marvin Jones.
Offense, but Marvin Jones, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what that could be about. I didn't really look into it too heavy, but I hope everything's all right with the guy.
Me too. If you missed it, I don't know how I forgot to put this in our notes. Marvin Jones put a statement out on social media earlier this week that he was stepping away from football for family matters. And then, I mean, less than 20 minutes later, the team had released him.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Weird.
I know.
I
It
guess
makes
it
me a
seems
little.
mutual.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's any ill will between the sides.
No,
But
it sounds like it's something pretty serious, which
Yeah.
makes me concerned because I really like him as a person.
yeah, former Jag, right?
Yeah, former Jag. We met him at the draft when we were in Vegas, and I asked him if I could take a picture with him, and he was the nicest guy ever. So I'm
Don't
really
remember
hoping.
Super nice.
Sorry, Marvin.
That was at the end of the day, end of the open bar before dinner, so not shocked.
Yeah, no. It's just a dark zone for me. I remember the USC band, and then the rest is just a blur.
Hitting me with a tuba.
It went downhill
So-
from there.
Yeah, the two, honestly, I think that's what the USC marching band ruined our lives. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, I think they're to blame for Trayvon.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
dude.
They're the reason Trayvon didn't.
Wow.
work out.
The USC marching band is the reason that we skipped on Aiden Hutchinson, and I'm not too scared to say it.
Yeah.
They hit me with their stupid tuba.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I saw it.
and that was our analysis on the Vikings Packers game. Okay, I love this Falcons Titans matchup because I hate Titans fans, and the fact that they are shopping Derrick Henry potentially to the Eagles and all of the drama with Mike Vrabel this last weekend with the Patriots and the quarterback controversy. I am here for the Titans organization being a fucking dumpster fire. Tyler, how has
You're getting
Tennessee
your
radio
wish.
been?
I haven't been paying too much attention to it. I think they are hopeful right now about the whole quarterback situation. I haven't heard too much on their thoughts on Derek. I do kind of feel like they're probably ready to part ways in a way. Like I think they like him, but he hasn't been what he used to be. And if I think my stance would always be if he's not what he used to be and you can still get something good for him, sell while you can.
Do you, as a Patriots fan, Haley, think that Mike Vrabel might be a coaching option? Even though Bill Belichick, I guess, signed an extension.
Yeah, Bill Belichick signed an
Secret
extension.
Secret.
Can't
Super
tell you
secret.
I'm surprised by that. Super secret. Very on brand. I would love to see Braves back in New England. I like him as a person. Comments this past week aside. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a potential option. I just don't know how. I can't see him staying in Tennessee because it's just not working out. But I know they love him down there in the organization, from what I understand.
I think their issues have a lot to do with drafting and their owner not wanting to spend any money. I mean, obviously the DeAndre Hopkins thing is whatever. But the thing for me was one, his comments about the quarterback situation this week towards the media when asked about, having two quarterbacks, whatever. He was kind of rude about it. But also last week during his induction into the Patriots Hall of Fame, he referred to the Patriots as we, which is the only reason I'm thinking that kind of means that he is out on the Titans in a way. I know that I'm probably reading I'm reading too far into that, but at the same time, I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, you're not a Patriot anymore. You don't work for the Patriots. You're actually the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And the fact that you feel at home here still is kind of like if Doug Peterson did that, not that he, is Mike Vrabel or whatever, but if he went to Philly and was like, I think I would be like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I'm going to let that one slide because it's like the Patriot way or whatever. So like to say we is, but I think it's a good catch.
I do think that they're having a fire sale though, because the Kevin Byard trade, which Tyler said they were like
Dude, that was wild.
Crazy.
I forgot about that.
Crazy.
You brought it back up.
They're just throwing it at the wall.
They held like a eulogy for the other day while I was driving to work. It like you would think the man died like a tragic death, but no, he was just traded. It was the
That's-
most ridiculous
Where did he
thing
go?
I've ever heard. I think, where did he go?
I think he went to Pittsburgh.
Did he go to Pittsburgh?
Somewhere up here. I don't remember.
Why?
It's been like a week and I blocked it out. He went to the Eagles. JK.
Eagles, yes. He got to that
So
state.
it's not even like he
But
went to a bad team. Like,
But I don't know why I didn't remember that because I read it this morning involved with like the Derrick Henry to the Eagles rumor. They should just trade everything to them, to be honest. But that at the same time, I'm sitting here, I get that they're trying to win a Super Bowl, but their picks are going to be so late. Like if you get a late first round or whatever for Derrick Henry, I'd be like, damn,
it's tough.
Yeah.
that is tough. Like you're going to have to seduce me a little bit more than that, buddy.
Take me out to dinner first.
Although I get that he is so different from what DeAndre Swift brings to the team, but the fact that he's rumored to go
So
to the
different.
Eagles, what a fucking super team that would be.
Yeah.
They just keep getting better.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And it basically would be the Alabama, Georgia Eagles.
It is the Georgia Eagles right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I still consider Jalen Hurts an Alabama player.
Consider
I know.
Alabama more than Oklahoma.
Yeah, I do.
I do as well.
He did more at Alabama.
They talk about Alabama more when he plays. They very rarely on the broadcast ever talk about Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's fair. I kind of think, though, that he developed into the NFL prospect that he became at Oklahoma, though.
Tyler and I just
That's my
had this
stance.
conversation because his intro clip, he says his high school, which I
Mhm.
found interesting.
Yeah.
And Tyler said
Yeah,
that
he does.
might be
Yeah.
because he doesn't want to.
I think Lincoln really helped in his development in getting to the league. I think he was a great quarterback at Alabama as far as college football goes. I think he took the next step in his development, and that was a lot.
I would
that
agree
had a
with
lot to
that.
do with Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. Will Levis is expected to start this Sunday, though. I think that they are probably going to split time between him and Malik, which means you have no quarterback. And I don't know what it is. I have been saying for so long that I think Taylor Heineke should start. I do think Desmond Ridder has had a little bit of upside in the last week or two.
He had a solid
still-
weekend last week, didn't he?
He did. But here's the thing. I think Desmond Ridder has to have something over Arthur Smith for him to still be so gung-ho, even to the media, about Desmond Ridder is our guy. Like, what does Desmond Ridder have over this man?
He was a fairly high draft pick, wasn't he? They probably just don't want the public to view him as like a bust yet. They're probably trying to just save face right now. It is really all it is.
That division's so open, and I think that there's no shot that they don't think that Taylor Heineke could actually win them some games.
I don't know if he can. But again, that's my anti-Washington Commander bias showing its face.
Yeah. Do you guys have any bets for this game? I'm taking the Falcons. I like them here. Although here's the thing. I do think if they really are shopping Derrick Henry, they're going to run the ball either a lot to try and get a higher deal for him, or he's not going to play at all. And I don't know where Vrabel stands on that line as a coach, because we haven't really had to see them trade a whole lot or do fire sales or anything like that because the AFC South has been so bad. I don't know who he is as a coach when this is what his reality is.
I think that's 100% accurate and fair. I think it's just hard to predict what he's going to do in that kind of situation. I have the Titans winning here, and I predict that they're going to lose Thursday in prime time against the Steelers.
Yeah,
I do think that that'll be short week, perfect bounce back spot for the Steelers.
Yeah,
after we kick their ass.
I think that they're going to I think it's harder for me to imagine them going back-to-back losses for some reason. So I think they're going to pull it out of their ass somehow on Sunday and then have a short week and lose on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm also on Titans in the points. Simply, I think it could go either way, honestly, but it's Jersey game. The Houston Oilers. Those jerseys are beautiful.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
Damn. That kind of change. That changes my mind.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they look beautiful. I'm going to wear I've got a sick throwback Houston Oilers like starter jacket. I'm going to wear that on Sunday around town.
Damn.
Great.
I think that jersey just changed. I might be riding the Titans now. I can't even lie to you.
Fair.
Look good, play good, dude. I'm all about that.
All about
all about Jersey games.
Yeah. The Falcons aren't wearing anything special, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Titans W. I hate to say it. Damn.
Yeah.
R.I.P. and peace to me. Jags better win. Still in the AFC South, Saints at Colts. I think this is a get-right game for the Saints. The Colts should not have put up that many points last weekend. What a fucking fluke. Gardner Minshew did look good, though. On paper, he looks like shit, though, because he has so many interceptions, but most of them came against Jacksonville. Would you guys rather have an injured Derek Carr or a healthy Gardner Minshew?
Healthy Gardner Minshew.
I would rather die.
Yeah, I would rather die as well if I had to pick.
Yeah, no.
Both
I'm
teams
taking
are
Derek
also
Carr.
coming off of a loss.
I don't know. That was my gut reaction. I guess if I just sit and think about it, I still would say that because I've been making excuses for Derek Carr for quite some time now. And I'm kind of running out of excuses. So I might go with Gardner on that one. But
Go ahead.
I'm taking the Saints. They've won 4 out of the last 5. I don't know why the Colts are favored. I think the Saints defense is way better. I think that they've gotten a little bit more healthy. Not that either of these teams are really healthy. I don't think Gardner can put up as many points on the Saints defense as Derek Carr, injured with his weapons that he has, and Michael Thomas and Chris Olave can against this Colts defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been a Derek Carr hater all year. I've been a Derek Carr hater for many years. But in this specific situation, he is the better quarterback. They do have the better defense in New Orleans. So I'm picking Saints to win.
Also, wait. Is Chris Olave even playing this week since he was arrested?
I don't know the answer to that question.
I don't think I've seen note that he's not playing. So I think he got that figured out. But it's a good question.
Who
Even
has them on
without
their
him,
fantasy
though, I
team?
think he's
Full participant in practice. So Chris Olave is TTG. Do we think it's a revenge game for Chris Olave against the whatever bumfuck town Louisiana police arrested him?
Wow, can you imagine? I believe in revenge games after Matt Patricia.
I do think he should have been arrested. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the players should get special treatment whatsoever. But I'm just saying, if I got arrested, I'd probably try and whip my penis out.
Good. That's a classic.
Yeah,
Clip
fair.
that.
Yeah.
Clip that.
Noted.
Not while I was arrested, obviously, but maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I was
Get another charge. But
Okay. Any other thoughts on that game?
No, ma'am.
It is Haley's hour.
We have gathered here today to discuss
Patriots at Dolphins.
Let me hit you guys with this stat, okay? All time, the Patriots in Miami, Florida, 17-41.
that's
Good.
crazy.
Good.
Even during the Brady era.
Yes, that is all time. We have never been able to play in Miami, ever. For some reason, it is just, we can't do it.
It's not even the excuse that it's hot, because that's a lot of games.
Nope, we just can't. Yeah, that's over.
Do you think it's because
decades?
Do you think it's because they go out and party in Miami?
I don't have an answer for you. No, there's no shot that they're allowed to do that, especially in the Belichick era. So I just don't know what it is. I think it's just honestly probably like a mental thing. I don't know what it is.
Maybe Bill goes out and parties in Miami.
No, I don't think so. We've lost all 3 of the last matchups we've had down there. I predict this is going to be the 4th. I really like Miami this season. I know they have their cons.
Wait, was Miami where the massage parlor was?
No, Jupiter.
That was Jupiter, Florida.
It's next to my favorite restaurant in the whole world. And the fact that Robert Kraft was paying for handies next door ruined my fucking life, because now I can't enjoy my bowl of pasta without thinking about Robert Kraft's penis.
You're welcome.
I hate that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a loss for the Patriots this week. I was happy that they were able to somehow pull a win out of their ass last week, but I think Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins and their storied history, losing in Miami is gonna be an L.
The Dolphins are so fucking hurt, though. It's insane. Tyreek is expected to play. I know that he didn't practice yesterday, he didn't practice Wednesday, limited in practice yesterday. Jalen Waddle's hurt. Seems like he's going to play, though. Xavier Howard hurt. Jalen Ramsey hasn't played all season, regardless of if he comes back. Like, this is going to be his first game off of a fucking major injury. Mac played maybe the best game of his life last weekend. Still don't care. Patriots have been so injured all season. They don't have an offensive identity. The play calling's been shit. They outkicked their coverage last week, despite the fact that I don't think the Bills are good. The Dolphins defense is fucking horrific. I just don't think that, like, regardless of what I don't know. I think that this game, the only thing I'm touching is the under. I think that the Dolphins are going to win this game 17-13 on, like, a Braxton Berrios fucking kick return, dude. Like, I swear to God.
Shout out Braxton Berrios.
Shout out NFL man. If you know, you know. I just think the Dolphins defense is so bad. The Patriots offense is so bad. The Patriots defense is pretty okay, and the Dolphins are hurt as fuck. Although Tua is that bitch.
Tua, dude, I'm
Tua's
telling
having a
you,
great
I'm
year.
really liking Miami this year. I know they're injured, but I don't know. I think they might surprise you. I think they might surprise you.
The ceiling on this team is so high.
That's how I
like
feel.
You said, the injuries are going to kill them.
You have them to cover 9.5.
Yeah, because I don't like the Patriots, Kendra. That's a play against the Patriots, not really for the Dolphins.
But their defense is good.
The Patriots? Yeah, I mean they're not bad, that's for sure. But
I get that Judon, their two best players are injured and are not coming back, but like, still, I don't know.
I think Miami could win by like 17 points.
Yeah, I wonder. It'll be interesting to see the defense against a quarterback like Tua that can, if he is in his good shit, really.
It's also a game that feels like Mike really wants to win.
Oh my God, I love Mike.
Just blow him out of the water.
It's gonna be so hard for me to watch this game because I love the Patriots.
Haley, I think you should get like a Mike McDaniel's like vape wrap.
Oh, I should get like the things that we used to have in school to hold the jewels, and then I can just.
There you go.
I remember kids charging their jewel on their laptop in class.
Yeah, I did too.
I did that in high
school.
For the
longest time, I thought they were USB.
In high school?
Yeah.
Oh
on my Chromebook.
God. Holy shit. Terrifying. The youth.
The youth.
To the AFC North winners, the Jets are playing at the Giants. Here, I want to go to one of these games one of these years just because they share a stadium. And do you get Jets beer prices or Giants beer prices?
The MetLife Bowl.
Yeah, they're different.
No way, really? How much is different?
The Jets beers are some of the cheapest, and I think the Giants are up there for some of the most expensive. I think Jets beers are like $5 or $6, but yeah.
It's different audiences, different fan audiences that are targeted.
Different client, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep,
I want to know.
All fan data. It's crazy.
I have a question for you guys. Do you think that Deshaun Watson's contract or Daniel Jones' contract is the worst in NFL history?
Daniel Jones.
Ooh.
Daniel Jones for sure.
All right. Why? Discuss.
Tyler, you go first.
Well, I mean, I guess I see what you're saying. Daniel Jones, because he hasn't really shown as much potential as I guess Deshaun has shown, but I don't know. I think Deshaun's just a bad guy.
My take is that the Daniel Jones contract, as Kendra would say, is bad for football. I think that
is bad for football.
Was so bad for football. I think it made player contracts in general just kind of like a joke. And it was especially tough to see it come after Jalen Hurts' contract negotiation, which I think is such a prime example of how those kind of deals should be made and done. And I know I'm biased because he had a female agent who also like rocked the world and got him a super amazing deal. But I just think that the Daniel Jones contract sets a very dangerous precedent to these huge amounts of money for not a lot of talent being shown to get there. So
I think the worst thing for me is that they didn't franchise tag Daniel Jones and they didn't spend money on Saquon Barkley because of that.
exactly.
I think that that's the worst thing about it. Like in the shoe situations, I get that it's a quarterback heavy league right now, but you have to prioritize Saquon over Daniel Jones.
I agree
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
That I mean, I do think that like the Deshaun situation, because of you signed the biggest NFL contract in history at the time for someone who hadn't played, on top of someone who had all of the allegations and legal trouble and what it meant for your city and the women of your city and your fan base and everyone that it alienated, XYZ. That is horrific. But as far as like a play thing, Daniel Jones is way worse. He did not earn that contract.
Yeah, it's almost like you could separate them ethically and logistically, right? Like ethically, the Deshaun contract is ridiculous. Like that makes no sense. But we could have that conversation going back years to Michael Vick and to Ray Lewis. And I mean, there's been
you're gonna lose Saquon now too.
Correct. There are so many, but you can make that argument in both cases. There are a lot of things that we have seen come out of those deals that have affected the fan base, you know, that you lose as well. So it's kind of like no matter what, you lose something from that kind of
deal. The Jets injury report, obviously they're coming off of a bye. They look pretty healthy, dude. Like outside of the Aaron Rodgers thing, which is the obvious issue here, they look healthy. I think their defense, like I've been saying all season, is the difference maker. It's the difference maker. If they can put up points, the Jets are going to win. If they can contribute to Zach Wilson, the Jets are going to win. I think the Jets have also learned that they need to rely more on their run game. And they also need to trust Zach Wilson to make some big plays early to get his confidence going, or he's going to regress and kind of turtle back into that shell and get awkward and nervous.
100%.
This is a must win for New York. You cannot, lose this rivalry game, even though you guys are in different even though it is a rivalry, like it is.
Well, which New York?
Yeah, which New York?
Which New York do you mean?
Jets.
Okay,
it's
a must win for New York, so we weren't sure.
Jets must win. My bad.
For New York.
It is a must win for New York. The Jets have to win this game. They can't fucking lose this game. You need as many wins as you can get. This division's going to be tight, and it's a bit of a crapshoot. That being said, if it were Tyrod, I really would feel a little bit differently because him and Darren Waller have the juice together.
I think for me, the biggest thing, and maybe I've been thinking a lot about this season in particular, just because I think the coaching class is so interesting to look at. Because there are so many talented players, and I feel like each team has been so rocked by injuries that at this point, it's very much watching like a chess game between the coaches. And if I were to go between Saleh and Dabble right now, I think I would go with Saleh. Like, I just think that he has a better grasp of where his team is at right now. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm picking the Jets this week for that game.
Okay, I'm calling an audible while Tyler goes into his Jets bet. I need to look at a bet very quickly. I think I'm going to contribute my first leg of the sad cap parlay.
Oh, right. I forgot about that shit.
You can call an audible. That's what I'm doing.
I'll come up with one on the fly at the end when we talk about it. I'm on Jets -3. A lot of people, I don't know if you guys saw this week, they're freaking out about Zach Wilson going home to Provo for the bye week.
I have not seen this.
People are yelling at him on Twitter. Just leave him alone. I think he'll do fine. I think the Jets will win. I think they, top to bottom, are the better team, regardless of how you feel about Zach Wilson. I think the tools are there that they will be able to cover.
It is Tyrod. Tyrod's playing.
Tyrod's playing. I still feel the same.
I do too.
But the more I'm thinking about this, I also think it would be very funny if this game ended in a tie, because it's a must-win for New York. I kind of want it to be a tie, and neither New York team wins.
Okay, so I will let you pick between the things that I just did, which one you would like to be my leg of the sad cat parlay. I just took the over on Zach Wilson, or I took the over on JK. I'm only taking the under on Zach Wilson's 198.5 passing yards. That is my
under on Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that ridiculous enough? Yeah. I do.
What's the juice on it? Is it like -115?
Yep, but you are correct.
Wow, genius. I'm a gambler, guys.
You are a
Wow.
gambler.
No, that's fine. You can put
You-
that in there if you want.
I think that that's ridiculous enough.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Not
think
really,
the
but
point of this doesn't have to be ridiculous. It's just we all bring a bet to the table and we put them together, we tie them up, and then we throw some money at it.
it's true.
We're not
Okay.
trying
Well,
to be
there's.
ridiculous. We're trying to win money.
I want to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Kendra wants it for the chaos element. That's why she only
I
wanted to
do.
put a penny in. Remember, we had this discussion last week.
Well, you're gonna need a more far-fetched bet if you want to throw a penny on it and do anything with it, in my opinion.
All
But
right.
no, go with
Well,
that. Go with that. We'll.
I'm riding it. I'm riding it.
I think it could be good.
Okay. All right. The biggest game of the week, obviously, is the Jaguars at the Steelers, at least for this podcast.
Hell yeah,
Maybe.
brother.
I want to throw up everything about this game. I hate the Jaguars. Obviously, historically play very well against the Steelers. The joke about Mike Tomlin is not for home games. Zay Jones did not practice this week. Brandon Scherf and Walker Little practiced, but I don't think that they're healthy at all. Calvin Ridley is not who I thought he would be. The Steelers defense is really good, and I have a crush on Kenny Pickett.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack.
That is a lot
I know. I'm anxious. I feel like this would be the most Jags game to lose.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. Is that this would be a very Jags game to
See,
drop.
this is where I gotta step in here because you two are doing this thing that you did with the London game, where it's like, oh, it would be very Jags of them to lose. But I think they might have it here, guys. The Pittsburgh Steelers kind of suck, and they haven't sucked this bad in a real long time. And
I don't think they're bad.
Yeah, I think they're a middle of the pack team. I think.
I think they're bad.
They've got the defense.
Kenny Pickett
to
took
beat
a step.
anybody. They've got the
Yes.
defense to beat anybody in the league. But their offense is one of the more inconsistent offenses in the league for sure.
But Kenny
I think as
Pickett
a
took
team,
a
they're
big
pretty inconsistent on both
Kenny
sides.
Pickett took a big step last week. I think their receivers are a lot better than people give them credit for. The defense is so good. I know that they don't play well against Jacksonville. My computer's about to die. I'm going to have to grab my charger. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, this would be the motherfucking one. Like, this would, like, here's the thing. I know what's going to happen is the Jags are going to lose a game they're not supposed to. It's either going to be against the Titans or someone like the Steelers, and then they're going to beat the Ravens and the 49ers and the Bengals, and everyone's going to be like, who the fuck is this team? Because we're going to lose to shitty people and beat teams we shouldn't.
Oh my God, we have an F1 practice in 30 minutes. It's very exciting.
Oh geez.
I think that's fair.
Yes, I'm in men's underwear.
I hate the Steelers. And I have been yet to be impressed by them. Their big wins have been against the Browns and the Raiders. So like just not doing it for me.
That's a fair point. It is definitely a fair point, but that defense, I just think, has the skill to beat anybody. The TJ Watt, he's good. He's
Yeah,
good
he had a pick
job.
last week.
He's good at his job.
They got their asses whooped by the Texans a couple weeks ago. It's just
so did the
good.
Jags.
Texans are good.
I know, but again, at home, I don't know.
Dude, I'm nervous. I feel like this would.
Yeah, I'm on Jags 2.5, and terrified of it.
I have Jags by at least a touchdown. My ween.
But the Jags do have a bye after this.
They do. They do.
I have faith. George Michael.
Wait, Haley, are you contributing? What are you contributing? Is this, let me look at this for you on.
Yeah, maybe that'll be my leg. My other leg is Josh Dobbs plus on passing yards.
All right, so you're taking the Jags to cover.
-6.5. No, buy it up to -6.5. Get some more juice on it. If you think you can beat them if they're going to win by a touchdown.
Oh yeah,
DraftKings isn't offering it.
The Steelers suck, dude. They're so bad.
Tyler, you might have to give us odds on a different app.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll find it and we can tweet it out.
We'll tweet it out, yeah. Okay, so that's going to be Haley's leg. Let me write that down.
Write that down.
Write that down.
You are taking Jags by a touchdown. Okay, now all we have is Tyler. Okay, I also think that Joey Porter Jr. is really, really good and nobody's talking about it. But
He's
we knew
very
this because
quietly,
we were so high on him during the draft. We both said that was a steal at that slot. I still feel that way. Nobody's talking about him, but he kind of kicks ass.
Yeah, he had some concerns. I still have like consistency questions with him, but he's proven to be a very good draft pick. And I think
Yeah.
he's got a bright future.
The Eagles and the Commanders, I don't even think that this is that big of a question mark. Tyler, you have them to cover at 6.5.
Yeah. I wouldn't be the most shocked in the world if they didn't, if maybe it's a closer game than we think. They might even drop it. Looking ahead to the Dolphins or to the who do they play next week? They played Dolphins last week.
Talking about the Eagles?
Yeah.
I
I think
don't know
they
who
play
have next
somebody
week.
good.
No, is it the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think it is the Chiefs.
Is it the Chiefs abroad, maybe?
Yeah. Oh, that could be it.
No, next week they have the Cowboys and then it's the Chiefs abroad.
Cowboys and then the Chiefs. That's a tough stretch. This could be a look
That
at
is a tough chip, yeah.
But I think they'll be okay. I just think the economies are bad.
I'm not looking too far into their win over Miami because Miami's defense was so hurt, especially the secondary. I know that it's hard not to read into a game like that, but I'm not as impressed by it as a lot of people are. I'm more impressed that they were able to hold the Dolphins to so few points. I know their defense is really good. We've talked about Jalen Carter a ton. I think that Jalen Hurts has kind of finally found a groove. Like he's progressing a little bit each week. Like the beginning of the season, he was not the Jalen Hurts that we thought that he was capable of being.
Yeah, it took a little bit to get going.
Yeah, but last week, the only thing that's still concerning me about him is I think he's sitting in the pocket a little bit too long. He knows that he has a really good offensive line. He knows that he can sit there. But last week at times against, a Dolphins front that I don't think is great, but I don't think they're terrible. He sat there far too long for me at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so that's a concern for me. I think the real kicker is Sam Howell's ceiling is a little bit higher than I think he's showing us right now, just because Eric Bieniemy's not really pulling out plays that I think fit Sam Howell as well as he could. And that's the question mark for me. I've been really high on Bieniemy, been really high on him getting, a head coaching job somewhere, but he currently is not play calling to fit Sam Howell's strengths. And the thing that worries me this week, I think Sam Howell's going to get eaten alive. He's had over 40 sacks against him this season. He's on a stretch that he could maybe be in the dirt 90 times in a season, which would break the record. I am worried about this Eagles defense genuinely hurting him this week.
Yeah, I have the same. I have the Eagles winning this. I just think they're all around the better team, and also fuck FedEx Field.
I love FedEx Field.
No, Kendra, don't do this.
I love Eagles fans.
Nope, they play at the link. FedEx is Washington.
FedEx is DC.
Oh, yes. You're right. The link. I love the link. I hate FedEx Field. FedEx Field sucks.
We like the link
to be true.
Worst
we like the link.
Do not like
in America.
And their speaker system sucks. And okay, I will say though, I am kind of thankful for them because we have that video of us all like crying and bent over at the end of that Jags game.
Video.
That's a good video. That's a good video.
Good content.
I lost a lot of money on that game.
Ugh. Okay, we're getting down the stretch here. Texans at Panthers, absolute garbage bowl. I don't give a fuck. They're both off a bye. As long as CJ Stroud continues to make me money and beg DraftKings to get me to cash out, I don't care what happens in this game.
I have no thoughts on this game.
Yeah, Panthers. I think it's time to get a win, and this is what I'm considering putting this in the.
Ooh,
I would be invested. I would be invested in that.
That's what I'm holding off until we get to the end of things. I'm gonna make a call at the end, but that's kind of the leader in the room right now.
I don't hate that. I like that. Okay.
They're gonna win a game eventually. Is really
eventually.
They're gonna win a game eventually.
Browns at Seahawks. I love PJ Walker so much. I wish that they could bench Deshaun Watson. I know he's not playing this week, but I just wish that when he comes back, he wouldn't.
Do we think he's actually hurt?
That's a good question that I have not considered.
I don't think he's actually hurt. I think he's trying to save face and come up with excuses for why he's so bad and not living up to his contract.
Or he
I
just
think
wants that.
he's just washed.
Yeah,
he's the worst.
he is the worst.
He is the
Terrible
worst.
human. Terrible human. I hate him so much. I do love PJ Walker though. I think the Seahawks only put up 20 points last week against the Cardinals. I know the Cardinals are a feisty team. Their defense is okay, but the Seahawks have way too good of an offense for that to be what you're getting out of a game like that. Like Jackson Smith and Jigba, so good. DK, Tyler Lockett, you have Kenneth Walker. That's a fucking stacked offense.
It has been enough for the past couple of years on paper. I don't understand what is between. I know that there's the Russell Wilson situation, whatever, and now there's Geno in there. But for some reason, with all these weapons, they still can't make it happen as much as you would think.
Yeah, I don't get it. I know that the Browns defense is also, maybe top 3 in the league, but I'm still going to take the under this week just because I think it's a good matchup. I love the under here. I'm taking it. The Browns are super injured, and I just think that the Seahawks could win by like a field goal late. I think it's going to be a really fucking ugly game, but I think that the upside is the Browns look better with PJ Walker at quarterback. I don't know if it's like if the team likes him better. I don't know if it's that they let him go out there and gunsling a little bit more. I don't know, but the team, I ride for the PJ Walker led Cleveland Browns, and that's it. But I'm still a Seahawks fan. I've been really high on them all season.
Yeah, I am as well, but something's going on with the Seahawks, and that I just don't know what's going on. So I also like the under. I lean the Seahawks to win, but I don't have enough confidence in it to really say.
We also all collectively have the don't care about the Chiefs and the Broncos game.
I feel about that game how you all said you felt about the Houston game. I don't care about it at all.
I don't give a shit. I'm so sick of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I'm so fucking sick of it. I'm so over it. I hate all of it.
Yeah.
Go away. Okay. The Ravens and the Cardinals game.
Bird battle. The Bird Bowl.
The battle of the birds. I didn't even think about that. I did say earlier.
Terrifying.
Yeah. The Cardinals are so feisty, but the Ravens are also so good.
Yeah. I think these are two teams that I slept on to start the season. I think at the beginning of the season, I thought that
Cardinals for sure.
Respectfully for each team, obviously for the Cardinals more so than the Ravens, I thought that they were going to be a lot worse. Josh Dobbs has continued to impress. The Ravens are one of those teams that, as Tyler's mentioned a million times this season already, their record at the beginning didn't necessarily show their talent and what they're capable of. And they have really impressed me on both sides of the ball. So I'm going to pick the Ravens this week, but I would love to see the Cardinals pull out a win and do well.
I am riding with the Ravens this week as well. I love Josh Dobbs. I was super low on the Cardinals this year. I said that they would maybe win 3 games. I actually did take the under on their season at like 3.5 or whatever it was. Their roster has to be the worst in football.
I agree.
It's bad, yeah.
It is such a bad
it goes to show, like, even when we were just talking about the Seattle situation, they have a great roster on paper. They haven't been able to do anything with it. Like, I think that I've been impressed with what the Cardinals have been able to do so far with that terrible roster.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I look at this roster and I just automatically want to say ew, but they have really impressed me. They're one of the teams that can play spoiler this year. I don't think they should. I think that they should tank. Although here's the thing. I would be shopping Kyler Murray so hard right now. It's unreal.
I know you've been saying that all season too, and it's shocking that we haven't heard anything out of their camp regarding that at all.
It's so crazy to me because, Josh Dobbs has, kept you in games. I don't know if you want, you've got to take a quarterback at this point. You have to. You're only going to be able to get one that's probably worth a shit. It's such a quarterback heavy class, but so many people are going to need them next year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fucking fire sale. And I look at the Ravens and I'm like, okay, Odell still banged up, question mark. Zay Flowers is coming into his own. They can run the ball every which way. And their defense is awesome, but like the Cardinals can play spoiler. And I look at their team and I'm just like, there's no fucking shot that I'm actually saying that. And you look at their record and you're like, there's no fucking shot I'm saying that. But the people who don't watch the games and they just watch the box score have no fucking idea how good this team actually is, despite the names on their roster.
Mm-hmm. I might take a last chance of heart, and I'm going to pick the Cardinals to win this week because you two are riding so hard on the Ravens. I'm going to give Arizona some love. I think Arizona has a lot of good karma coming their way with this World Series. And I was going to ask you guys, because you two have been big Arizona advocates, and I've been asking a lot of my friends this. I would never move there because it's too hot. Is Arizona kind of in right now?
I wanted to move to Arizona before I got my job with the Sports Hub. If I didn't, I would be there right now. That being said, I think the Rangers could sweep.
I don't think I would move there. I think it's a great vacation spot, though, for me.
I would move there tomorrow.
Interesting.
Tyler's taking the Ravens You're taking the Ravens to cover 8.5. That's wild to me.
Yeah, I think they cover 8.5. I think they're riding a little bit of a high right now. And I just think the Ravens offense and the Cardinals defense, I think just the style of play from both of them, I don't think it's a great match. I think the Ravens are going to kind of abuse them a little bit.
Okay. I don't hate it. The real game of the week is obviously the Bengals at the 49ers. Is this a 425 game? Was this not flex? Can we flex games yet?
No,
I don't think until week 8.
This was a 425 game.
They can start flexing games this week, right?
I have no clue. I don't know.
I think it's week 8. But I don't know why we didn't get this as a night. Like the fact that we're getting fucking the Raiders and the Lions and the Bears and the Chargers. Is that what it is? What the fuck?
Raiders and Lions is the Monday game.
NFL prime time. It is a tough slate.
They've gotten some very bad primetime games this year.
Very bad. Worse than last year, I would argue, which I didn't think was possible.
I like Tyler. I'm taking the Bengals to cover the spread. I found out that Brock Purdy had a concussion, and I put money down immediately on the Bengals. Immediately. That was the first thing I did. I got that notification and opened my app literally immediately.
Yeah, if Sam Darnold is quarterbacking, he cannot be trusted. So
is that confirmed though? Because Brock
sure
has been at practice and practicing.
I think it's been confirmed that he's going to at least start.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I saw a headline about Sam Darnold starting this weekend. I could have been misled.
Yeah, I saw that headline as well. They may very well have changed, but I did see a headline that he was starting.
Yeah.
I just saw that Brock was practicing. That's all that I saw. And I think
practicing.
I think that's insane if true.
Yeah.
McCaffrey also a full participant. Deebo still didn't practice. I think the Bengals are obviously the healthiest they've been all season coming off of a bye. That's not even a question, especially everything that was going on with Joe Burrow. I really like the Bengals to cover here. I'm not touching the money line. I know that the 49ers can do whatever they want with teams, but I think that this is a statement win for the Bengals. The 49ers are down. Kick them while they are.
This would be a huge win for the Bengals. A huge get right game for them with how bad they've looked to this point.
Yeah, I'm not touching the money line, but they can cover this for sure, especially with Sam Darnold. Like, if that's the case, and I honestly, like, I could really, what are the odds for a Christian McCaffrey thrown touchdown this week if Sam Darnold's starting? Give me that.
McCaffrey thrown touchdown? I don't even know if you can bet that.
Give me that. That's what crazy. I want. If that's the case, you heard it here first. Yeah.
That's a bold one.
If only I could put that in the sad cat, I would. All right, last 2 games, Bears at Chargers. I don't really care. I
don't care.
Chargers are weird, dude. And Tyson Baggett or whatever his name is, Beignet, Beignet, whatever you want to say.
Baguette.
I think I got Bears plus 8.5. Keep the hope alive in Chicago. Keep the hope alive.
That's got to be the sad cat leg, Tyler.
That's a good one.
I think it's going to be Panthers plus 3.
Dude, all right. That's fucking crazy. Until they fire Brandon Staley, get the fucking Chargers off of my goddamn TV.
What a guy.
They're
He's
such a
another
weird
one.
team. They should be better than they are.
Makes excuses
Big-
for Mike Tomlin, but comes for Brandon Staley. Make it make sense. I can't.
I am so over the Chargers. So over the Chargers. All right. Last but not least, Tyler's MVP quarterback and best team in the league.
Best
They
team in the
beat
league.
Best team in the
By the
league.
Some
transitive
people
property.
forget.
Yeah, I mean, we beat the Chiefs.
What are your thoughts?
I would be terrified if I were the Raiders right now. Lions in wounded animal mode, coming off that huge loss. The Lions are one of the most emotional teams in the league, and you better believe they're going to come out really hard this week on Monday, tomorrow.
Is this a must win?
Yo,
Absolutely.
should we
Every game's a
wait?
must-win.
We're gonna be record. We should not record at 7 on Monday. We should record at kickoff.
Okay.
Is that not at 7?
And I might. That's for you. Is at 7, but I might do the
Oh,
Dan
true.
Campbell on Monday.
Do the Dan Campbell? What is
Caffeine
doing
it
the Dan
up.
Campbell?
Like I might do the coffee
Oh,
order.
do the coffee order. We should all do the coffee order.
That's
We
good.
should.
What
We
is the
should.
coffee order again? It's like
Two-
It's a double venti.
espresso.
It's
2 ventis with 2 shots of espresso in each.
an H.
We might not sleep if we do that.
I would be so sweaty.
Yeah.
Wait, all right. If the
We could do
Lions
that.
make it to the playoffs, we'll do the Dan Campbell.
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing it Monday then? Fine.
Or should we do it Monday?
Why not? How often are we going to record
During a
Lions game?
primetime Lions
Fuck
game.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
fuck
do it
it. You know
Sunday.
what? I'm in. We're
We'll all
doing
go out and
the
find Dan Campbell.
we'll do it. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. But you have to take pictures of your receipt so to prove that we bought it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll drive through a Starbucks on my way home.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk to the one up the street. Yeah, all right. I'm not gonna sleep and I'm gonna be so sweaty.
Does caffeine make you sweat?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Caffeine?
Does it not?
No, it doesn't really do much for me. I won't lie.
Just too much for me.
It doesn't. Like if I don't have it, I get the worst like caffeine hangover. But like it doesn't. I am usually able to go right to sleep if I drink like a cup of coffee.
Oh, I can totally do that. But the fact that it's 2 ventis with 4 shots of
That is a
espresso
little
is
spooky, yeah.
a little insane.
That is a little
Although
spooky.
Tuesday's Halloween, so it's kind of perfect timing.
Yeah,
And we
it
can stay
does-
up until is the trade deadline Tuesday?
NFL? Oh God, is it that soon?
It is. Yeah, it's Halloween. Yeah.
A busy week next week.
Yeah, we got a lot. All right. So, any other NFL thoughts before we zoom through college football? Because I don't think it's the best slate
No,
this
it's
week.
a little weak. There's a couple really good.
I was gonna
games,
suggest
but-
too, all the games you want to cover are in the pick'em. So if we want to do them that way, I can read the pick'ems and you can talk about them, and then we can.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we'll do Haley's pick 'em,
Yeah.
give him our thoughts for that, and then if Tyler has anything else he wants to talk
Yeah,
about, we'll
any
do it.
extra games you want to talk about, Tyler?
Yeah.
Throw 'em in.
Yeah.
First things first. Do we want to talk about the big news?
The Michiganders.
Yeah, we have to.
The cheating boys. up
Tyler,
there
can you give
up
us
north.
your opening statement, please? As the resident
listen,
Michigan fan, for those that don't know.
James Madison picked a great time to be good, is all I'll say. They picked an amazing time for me.
Do you think they were looking out specifically for you on this one?
So, yeah, I like
Yeah,
to believe
I think so.
They're all looking out for my best interest. But listen, I think this is a case where maybe not to this extent that Michigan's doing it. This sign stealing is something everyone's doing. At least among the biggest teams in college football, your Alabamas, your Georgias, your Clemsons, your Oklahomas, your Texases, they're all sending people out. They're all getting signs sent to them to get a competitive edge. So I don't think at the end of the day it's going to be the biggest deal in the world. Well, I mean, it is a big deal. I think we will see some changes come from this. Michigan's probably going to have some wins voided from the NCAA, but who cares about that? They still won the games at the end of the day. And Harbaugh's probably out at the end of the season, regardless of what goes on.
I have
He's
a
probably
theory.
going to Chicago, is my theory. That's his dream job. It always has been. But I don't know. I'm not overly concerned. with the state of Michigan football right now.
I think the Chicago Bears tattled on
Oh, you think it
Michigan.
was the Bears?
I think the Bears did it so that they could
Damn.
hire him and he'll get fired because their coach isn't going to stick along. And if they fire him, they can make it immediate. Because you can get suspended from the NCAA and still coach in the NFL.
Yeah, the NCAA doesn't have any barring for anything. Listen, nothing. The NCAA doesn't move quick enough to have anything happen this year. For the rest of the season, any punishment I think will come. If we see something this year, it'll come from the Big Ten itself. But I don't think that'll happen. But I do think it's ball game for Harbaugh at Michigan. I think this year. I think we go into last dance mode. I think we try to win the national championship this year, and say our goodbyes.
But that's the thing. If he wins a championship and they do wind up like disciplining him, doesn't it like get voided?
Who gives a shit if it gets voided? We still won the championship. Like we still celebrated.
Yeah, we cheated.
Yeah,
we cheated.
I don't care.
That's big
cheats.
Patriots
energy. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Very big Patriots energy.
If this is not cheating,
Deflategate.
Yeah.
What does the future of the Wolverines look like without Jim?
Great Q.
Big fan of their offensive coordinator. I think his name's Sharon Moore, maybe. I think
from Criminal Minds.
No,
Shamar
Moore. That's Shamar. I think his name's Sharon.
Okay. His name. No relation. Okay.
Sharona.
He's very handsome, the guy.
But he specializes in the offensive line. Our offensive line has looked tremendous since he joined the coaching staff. I think he would get my vote for next Michigan head coach. Would they look outside? Maybe. They usually like to hire Michigan men. I don't know who's available. Tom Brady could get into coaching.
No shot.
No, I doubt it. Would be fun, but I doubt
But that would be fun as fuck.
So
lit. Fun as fuck. But I don't really have too many thoughts. I think we'll be fine.
I have a question for you, Kendra, just as a college football fan, because I've been talking to Tyler about this throughout the course of the week. Now that we have come to this place where there is evidence that members of the Michigan staff were going to different schools, sign stealing allegedly. We've seen the fan bases from the other teams that have lost to Michigan now coming out being like, you cheated, blah, blah, blah. How much of that do you think is genuine, or is it that they're mad that they lost still?
For me personally, I think that losing is one thing, but if you do it because you stole our signs, and it's like, here's the thing. Michigan's been beating the fuck out of everybody they've been playing. They've
also played nobody, though.
Yes.
Like, we would have,
yes.
I mean, I don't want to say we would have won without sign stealing of those teams. We have the weakest schedule in college football.
100%. And that was part of what I was going to say. Very clearly, they have the talent to beat up on the teams that they have. And yes, it's easy to say once this comes out, you cheated, but I'm a lot more butthurt if I lost knowing you cheated.
Yeah. And that's fair. I mean, and like you see all these Ohio State fans, Michigan State fans coming out and causing all this, like yelling at everybody, causing drama on Twitter. Michigan fans, I would do the exact same thing if this was Ohio State that got caught.
That's a good point too.
I expect the fan bases to be all up in arms about this. It doesn't change anything, but it's just expected.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, Haley, it's your time to shine, girl.
All right, my friends. So we have our pick'em. I haven't done an update in a while. I will have to go back and do a little bit of math. I believe Kendra is still in the lead by a good amount of games, but we still like to do it every week just for the fun of it. And it also works out because a lot of the games on the pick'em this week are games you guys wanted to talk about. So first off, Kendra's game of the week, it seems Georgia at Florida. Well, Georgia versus Florida.
Yeah, it's a neutral site in Jacksonville. World's largest outdoor cocktail party. Allegedly, you're not allowed to call it that anymore, but fuck that. I'm going to say it anyway.
Who's not calling it that?
They can't say it on the broadcast, I think.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
So I grew up going to this game. I threw up in front of my parents for the first time, drunk at this game.
Oh, hype.
I became an adult at the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Okay.
As I'm sure many have.
Yes, exactly. I have seen crazy shit at this game.
I would like to go.
I would love to go. It's definitely a bucket list game for me.
Let's make it happen. Super easy. We can stay with my mom and I can get us tickets.
I would have liked to before because they're moving it out of TIAA, aren't they? When they revamp TIAA.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Next year might be our last chance, or maybe even this year. I don't really know.
Yeah, it might be this year's our last chance.
It's Everbank now.
Everbank? It's
again,
not TIAA?
Again. No, it was Everbank, went TIAA, and now it's Everbank again.
Oh, interesting.
But I also got spit on by a Georgia fan as a 9-year-old at this matchup, and it's one of my first football memories ever.
Did you get barked at?
I was just gonna say they were barking and then spit at me.
They love to bark. It's wild.
It's so wild.
Georgia fans
so weird.
are wild. They're one of
that was one of the first stories you ever told me about, like, your childhood down there, and that has stuck with me for a long time, especially as someone that didn't follow college football growing up. Like, when you told me that people used to bark at you, I was like, excuse me?
Georgia fans are one of the more low-key, interesting fan bases.
I know. Georgia fans, I do get that vibe, except Katie Nolan is a Georgia fan, and she is a good
Is she a Georgia fan?
And so is Ryan Anderson, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Ryan Anderson, who, by the way, plays Steve this week. So that might be my fantasy game of the week.
That is actually insane. I am shooketh by that matchup. I am Team Ryan. Anyways, I think that UF is gonna hold in this game. Whatever the spread is, I take UF to cover. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked at it, but it's a rivalry game, neutral location. Graham Mertz stinks out loud, but I think that this is going to be the best game he's ever had because of everything that I just stated. And I think that he needs to start working on his NFL draft stock because he's 67,000 years old. And this is it for him. And this dog is so cute in the background. This is his 5th or 6th year in the league. Like, it's done.
I'm pretty sure it's just his 4th.
Dude, he's got to be 87,000 years old.
He was a true freshman in 2020.
I feel like he's been playing college. He's 22.
Yeah, he was a true freshman in 2020.
Dude, that's insane.
I feel like he had one really good game at Wisconsin, and people started saying how he was going to win the Heisman, and then the very next week, he fell off a cliff and became the Graham Mertz we know and love today.
I feel like he has been playing college football since I was in college.
No, that's Bo Nix, baby.
Bo Nix, baby.
True. Bo Nix is paying a mortgage. I hate the word mortgage.
That is a yucky word. I don't like that word.
The worst word in the English language is mortgage.
Spatula.
Spatula's fine. I feel like I can say spatula, but mortgage,
I feel like
there's a random G in there.
Mortgage.
But I feel like spatula should be spatula.
Spatula, as Mr. Krabs would say.
Spatula.
I'm taking Georgia. Back to college football.
Who do you have winning this game, Tyler?
I'm taking Georgia, but I think it's going to be a really tough game. I think Florida could very well be in it in the fourth quarter. Billy Napier, we kind of have been trashing him all season, but
as we should.
He's low key. What is he? 5-2, I think, right now.
Yep, they're.
He's not having a bad season. Like, Graham Mertz went off last week or a couple weeks ago against South Carolina on the road. I think they will play a really tough game. I do think Georgia pulls it out, though. I think Florida will cover, but I think Georgia will win the game.
All right, good shit. We have both of you picking Georgia for that. Next one up, we have number 8 ranked Oregon at number 13 ranked Utah. I think this might be my game of the week. Thoughts?
My game of the week for sure, yeah.
I don't have any thoughts on this game just because Utah plays so well at home that it scares the fuck out of me. They've played spoiler all season. What happened to that Money Parks kid from the Florida game? That wide receiver who had that opening touchdown that they threw for like 90 yards. I was like, that
to him. I think he's just like a freshman. I don't think he.
I know, but like that was sick.
The issue, their offense is just not very consistent. And I think a lot of it has to do with their quarterback situation. Yeah, their offensive line I don't think is amazing. They've got some glaring offensive issues, but Utah is one of those teams every year in the Pac-12 that just kills the conference's playoff hopes. And I would not be shocked if they did it this week against Oregon, who is still hopeful for the CFB. But even though Utah's offense looked really good against USC last week, we know USC's defense is very fraudulent. So
Terrible.
I think Oregon's defense is much better than them. Head and shoulders better, in fact. And I think Oregon wins and covers. So
I don't
Nice.
think Oregon covers, but I think that they win last minute walk off something.
All right, so we're both going Oregon. Game 3 of the week, we got Duke, one of the biggest teams I think coming out in terms of surprises this season, at Louisville.
yes, Kendra, I see you picked Duke. Do we know if Riley Leonard is starting?
I didn't expect. I mean, I did get word last week that Riley Leonard was gonna play. Let's see. 3 hours ago, we have an update. Da 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 da. I hate these ads. Get out of here. I don't need a Toyota.
That is huge, and I think they aren't the team that they should be without Riley Leonard. I like Riley Leonard a lot.
Nobody knows day to day. I think he does play if he played last week. If he plays, I think I'm taking Duke either way. Louisville's really good. They're fast. They're capable of beating Duke, but I just think that Duke's defense is going to hold strong. They need Riley Leonard to play. I know that, but I've been so high on Duke all season. I've called Louisville to upset when I thought that they were going to. I'm very torn, but I'm going Duke because I think that you're going to go Louisville.
Yeah, I am going to go Louisville. Pretty much just because it's a Louisville home game. I think had this game been at Duke, I think I would go Duke, but home field advantage is big in college football, so I'm going to go Louisville at home.
Yeah, if Riley Leonard plays, I'm going to take Duke either way, just so we're a little different. But if Riley Leonard doesn't play, I'm far more concerned than I am right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Game number 4, Dion and Colorado visit UCLA, the Bears.
I need to look into this game.
I'm taking UCLA.
I don't know is Dante Moore healthy?
If
he is, I think I like UCLA.
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know the answer
to it either, but
I think that Colorado has a lot of young talent. They're super explosive. They're going to be good in a year or two. But Dion and all of these transfers are just trying to figure out how to put the pieces together. They're falling apart late in games. They're not able to close. That's my difference, is that the UCLA side not only has experience on their roster, but they also have experience at head coach. And I think that that's definitely going to be the difference here for me. Colorado was fun. It was fun while it lasted. I think that people might still hit their over on the season. It's going to be a good game.
Hit their over on the season. It was
I thought it
was 4.
No, it was 3.5.
Okay, well then there you go. So at
least I got it at 3.5. But
I just think that this is an experience that experience is going to matter here. I'm really going to be high on Colorado next season, especially because of the transfer portal, but not right now.
And a low-key really tough last 5 games for Colorado to UCLA, then Oregon State, who is the number 11 team in the country right now, Arizona, who is I think one of the sleeper teams in the Pac-12, Washington State, who has proven to be very difficult, and Utah to end the season.
Yeah, tough really games. Tough. Yeah,
but I'm also going to go UCLA because shout out Chip Kelly.
Awesome, and then
shout out New Hampshire.
Shout out New Hampshire. Game 5 closes out for our closing stuff. Ohio State at Wisconsin.
I'm taking Ohio State here. I don't know how you don't.
Yeah, I don't really know how you don't either. I could see.
Could be an upset watch.
Tell me that it's an upset watch, especially with all the drama going on in the Big Ten. I'm of the belief that Ryan Day is the whistleblower on Michigan. And you know that those players are watching this whole thing. It could be a distraction, but I think Ohio has the defense to completely suffocate the life out of Wisconsin. Because that offense, I think they've thrown 4 passing touchdowns this year. It's rough out there.
Wisco is going to come out swinging because they have nothing to lose. They know they need to put points on the board. And if they're going to have any chance at beating Ohio State, I think it's going to stun them for the first quarter, maybe into the second. and then they're gonna get the ball rolling, and it's
this
gonna
could
be
definitely
over.
be one of those that they are close going into halftime and then just come out and run away with it. I also think it could be just like Ohio gets up to like 20 points and just holds, and Wisconsin just doesn't score any. They just suffocate the life out of them.
Yeah. Okay, I have a couple F1 notes. I think we're gonna throw Steve Hewitt into our NBA section, or do we just want to run that as a short on YouTube?
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, with the technical issues last week, I send me the files. I'll see if I edit them into it. If I don't, I don't. But if I do, I'll edit something. I'll put it out
Steve Hewitt
somehow. Yeah,
might be here previewing the Celtics season. Might just be a clip on YouTube. TBD.
yeah. Sorry for
You'll
the
know if you
technical
know.
issues last
Yeah,
week.
we had some stuff last week. But we did record it, so we want to get it out.
Yeah.
F1 stuff. Obviously, a lot of people on Twitter have been asking for my reactions to the Lewis and Charles disqualifications last week.
Yeah, can you all explain that to me a little bit? For people that don't really know what happened.
I guess they investigated Charles and Lewis's cars, and they had some illegal modifications to them. So they were disqualified from the race. Charles was asked about it earlier this week and, said that he totally understood why. The thing is, though, I think that probably far more people are doing this and just weren't inspected. That's kind of where I'm at. I was happy because I had a Carlos bet, so he podiumed last week. Whatever. I prefer Carlos over Charles as a driver at the moment. I prefer Charles as a person. That has nothing to do with it. I think that it was just, it happened to be those two, and it was a shitty week for it to be those two. I don't know if there was foul play. I don't really know. Could be. There's a lot of drama in F1. Who's to say? Haley, do you have anything to add to that?
No, not really. It was just kind of a bummer as a Charles fan. I am a huge Charles fan, both of him and as a driver, and it was kind of sad to see. And I love Lewis as well. So honestly, two of my favorite drivers on the grid. Definitely sus, man. The recent word is that, whatever the infraction was is something that is existed in other people's cars as well. So whether only some people are getting in trouble, I don't know the answer to that, but it was definitely a bummer.
Yeah.
Happy to see our boy Logan Sargent with his first F1 points, though.
Yeah.
As a result, very cool.
Because of that, Logie got his first points in F1. He was the first American to do so in like 30 years, which is super cool. Good for us. Kilometers are stupid.
America.
This week is the Mexico Grand Prix, and there are some rumors that have been going around for a couple weeks that Checo might announce his retirement here. We have not seen any news yet. I'm hoping that that's the case.
I agree.
Even though it would cause some chaos for that seat next year. But not really. It's obviously
you love
Daniel
chaos.
Ricciardo's.
What are you talking about?
It's not even going to be chaotic. It's just going to be Daniel Ricciardo, and we know that everyone's going to run with it. I do think the craziest thing that's come out about this race so far is that Max has 2 bodyguards in Mexico because of all the drama going on. That is insane to me.
Mm-hmm. It adds up to me. It's sad but true. It's just kind of the reality of what these guys do. I think it speaks to, especially to how big F1 has gotten. And yeah, I mean, can't really be having these guys going out unprotected. It's just the celebrity status in the 21st century, man. It's crazy.
Well, it's not even a celebrity status. It's because of everything going on with Checo and the drama and the fact that he's kicking his ass and all the comments from Helmut about, him being South American and whatever. Just the threats on Max's life right now for existing and being good at his job is a little fucking ridiculous. I know that Mexico is dangerous and Checo's Mexican and blah, 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 but holy shit, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
The other big news to come out of the race so far, there's a practice going on right now. We're going to probably hop off of here and watch, but Carlos wasn't at the track yesterday. He's sick. I took him to podium before I knew that was going on. A little bit of a question mark there. Charles also making comments that he is on painkillers and it's not for his dental issue is a little bit of a question mark for me as well, saying that he's good to go and that he's not whatever. But the fact that he's taking painkillers, he described them as pretty intense painkillers too, is very strange to me. Do you have any insight on this? I don't really know what's going on.
No, I do have to. And again, I don't, I think the thing that's so tricky with F1 is I wonder very often how much gets lost in translation. I know that English obviously isn't his first language, and in the world that we live in with opioids and painkillers, maybe it wasn't just translated the right way. But that's kind of how I interpreted it. I don't know necessarily what the facts are, but hopefully he's okay and they don't have too much of an impact on his well-being, because we all know those can be kind of dangerous. So hopefully he's taking them as prescribed and for what he needs.
I am going Max, Oscar, Carlos on the podium this weekend. What about you?
I'm going Max, Lewis, Charles this weekend.
Okay. All right. We may or may not put Steve here. TBD. If we do, here, Steve. If we don't, tweets of the week. I don't know if you guys have seen this thing that's going viral of where women refuse to go on first dates, but this started in Jacksonville because some influencer, I guess, was getting ready, missed her reservation for dinner with a guy on a first date, and he decided to take her to the Cheesecake Factory instead, and she refused to go and asked him to take her home.
Fair. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, because I like the Cheesecake Factory.
Me too.
So I think that this is a tough restaurant to use that as. I think if it was an Applebee's situation, there would be a lot more support behind her on that. The cheesecake one is a tough one to say no to because there are so many options.
Tyler, did you just say the Cheesecake Factory?
Never been to the Cheesecake Factory.
Wow, I love the Cheesecake Factory.
I think we need to change that. Dude, their bread is so good. I
never had like a reason to go to the Cheesecake Factory.
What's that Drake line about something at Cheesecake?
I don't know.
Not a Drake guy either.
You guys. I did agree with, I would go to Chili's, Waffle House, Cheesecake, the movies, bowling. There was a couple other ones.
Was on the list.
Coffee and drinks. Those were all on there. Those are all things that I would do. I feel like those are very normal.
That's weird.
That's a wild list.
I don't know. My tweet of the week is former host of the pod, friend of the show, Sarah Griffin, tweeted out about that adorable Eagles sideline pass video. If you guys haven't seen it, please look it up. The Eagles social media team walked around the Eagles game with these envelopes. They had sideline passes in them for the first people that grabbed the envelopes. And it was these two like older, not elderly, but like pretty up there people. And they got to go on the sideline and it was so cute. And she got to be, Sarah's tweet made it on Bleacher Report, which was cool.
Yeah, that is cute. Tyler, tweet?
No, not really. They've been putting out clips of Fritz eating pumpkins.
Fritz!
So that's pretty great.
That counts.
But, yeah.
Okay. My tweet. JMO's alive. My tweet of the week is that it was announced that Skims and Kim Kardashian are putting out a bra that has a built-in nipple.
I don't get it.
Fair enough.
That's
it. Feeds the whole purpose, but okay.
I don't know. I get it because like I guess that men think that that's hot and girls with bigger titties can't really just rock the, they can't go like braless because, obvious reasons. So I get it, but is this like, I don't know, maybe we did need this. Free the nipple. You know what?
I love with the free the nip movement.
Kim Kardashian's being progressive as fuck. She's for the girls. She's adding nipples everywhere so that people can't escape them. And it's offensive and I like it. I'm pro nipple bra.
Fair enough. Oh, JMO's ready to go.
Oh, okay. Let's read Tyler's horoscope so JMO can do JMO things. Okay, Tyler.
What's the moon have to say today?
It says that I have questions today and that you have all the answers.
Wow.
You're not interested in being right or wrong today. You just want to listen to me. And it says that I should listen to your concerns without trying to make your concerns go away.
That's so nice. Huh.
It also says, Kendra Middleton, you need to exercise your genius while Tyler is learning how to slow down. They just want to zone out right now.
Wow.
Listen to them without saying whether you agree or disagree.
Stop mansplaining, Tyler.
Well, you know what?
Sorry.
Tyler is boy genius, and we just argued about our takes for an hour, so I'm sorry if you didn't feel heard, Tyler. The moon says that
You guys see JMO right now? Look at him.
He's ready to go. You might have to leave.
Okay.
It's the mirror.
Is he looking at himself?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's fascinated by mirrors. It's good,
It's
Jay
good,
Moore.
honestly. I don't really know how they work.
Mirrors?
Yeah. Is it like paint?
All right.
Oh my god!
I don't know how they work. I've never known how mirrors work.
Now I'm thinking too much
How do you
about
make?
this.
How does one make a mirror?
I know, buddy.
Is
I
it
know.
glass?
Tyler wants to
They're
argue
definitely
about mirrors.
glass.
They're definitely glass, but is it like a paint on the glass? I don't know.
Okay. Well, we don't have time to unpack all of that, but
Yo, I
Mirrors
am
are
unwell.
wild, dude. They're wild.
Well, you know, if you touch them, it's how to tell.
I don't believe that.
If you touch them, it's how to tell if it's like the reflective or not.
But it's reflective regardless. I can't do it.
Okay, Jameson's over it.
Jameson's got to go.
goodbye, guys.
See you guys.